Hi, we are in Oakland, or actually Alameda, to be
Look at you
very
knowing where we are.
strategic. Hey, new year, new me.
Uh,
But it's 2023. It's literally the first day of 2023. We've had a very uh fulfilling week so far up here in the Bay. A lot of friends, a lot of family coming through. It's been a great start to the year. But we wanted to make sure we get an episode out to the beautiful M4 community. We're going to go through some of our goals for 2023, some of our major wins for 2022, and then any strategies, tips, or things that you should be aware of going into this new year. Queen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready for a short episode?
I am. Y'all can hear I'm a little raspy,
It
raspier than usual.
was a night. It was a
It
night.
was.
But without further ado, let's get into the episode. Over 50% of Black Americans are unmarried, and only 2% of Black families in America have a net worth over $1 million.
We are on our journey to not only join that 2%, but grow that 2%.
Facts. I'm Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, with my beautiful co-host.
I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd. You can go to our website at them4show.com, our Instagram at them4show, and our YouTube channel at Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making.
And welcome to the M4 Show. There it is. Shout out to the live studio audience we got up in here. What's going on, y'all? How you doing? Good. Hey, there we go. There we go.
Come on in.
Shout out. So like we said, we brought some folks together. We got some people from Atlanta here. They may come on the mic a little later. We got some IE love in the building as well. There we go.
Whoa.
So really, we've been doing this for the past, I think, 2-3 years, where we get together, whether it's just me and the Queen, or we bring together the squad, and we go through what are the goals for the year. What are some things that you want to accomplish? What are some habits that you need to have in order to get to those goals? So we just want to go through that in a lightning format, right, Queen?
Yeah. And I think because when we did this 2 years ago, I think we did have a moment where we were like, dang, everything that everybody talks about either came through or almost came through, or like they were on track to what they said they wanted to do. So I think there's something powerful in goal setting, goal planning, and just keeping that check-in every year to be like, okay, where am I? What is the overall goal? How am I getting closer to that? How do I need to shift or reprioritize things in order to reach that goal? I think it's important.
Yes, ma'am. So let's get into one or two. You let me know how you feel. Wins for 2022, and this can be anybody in the room. One thing that you're just really proud that you accomplished in 2022, whether it was something intentional, like at the beginning of 22, you said, "This is my goal. This is what I want to accomplish," and you actually did it, or something that you just got blessed with, and you're just very proud that you accomplished it. All right, so I'm gonna let that marinate for a second. Anyone in the room, if you want to answer, feel free. I can go second. Hit it, Queen.
They came to me, so I want to go while they're fresh. I have 3 things.
Ooh.
First one would be getting my first health coaching client, like official paying health coaching client. And I have more than one. I got past one, but I think it's hardest to start, right? So I feel like that was just such a big thing for me of like, oh, I can do this. So that was big. I would say the second would be acquiring our investment property in Chicago.
Yeah.
That had been a long time coming. We've briefly talked about that property on a podcast before, but yeah, it was, I feel like, because that was just very like the fact that we ended up, we're still, it's now, we're not done with the process, but the fact that we at least own it at this point, I think feels good because it was such a long process to get here. And so it's like, okay, we're on the right track. This is, again, like the start of our greater real estate portfolio that I think it will be a game changer for us and our family and generations to come. So excited to see that seed planted as well. And then third third was the sending the games out to the NBA. NBA players.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Major move.
Yeah.
Major move.
And I think that one was also I think it feels special because you're usually the one to make the connections and like make things happen. So the fact that I was the one who went to that event and kind of was able to bring that opportunity to life felt like, oh man, okay, I'm holding my weight. Come on.
And in case this is people's first time hearing about the game, what game are you talking about? Let the folks know.
Yes, Black Wall Street, the board game creator right here. You know what I'm saying? And so we were able to we partnered with the Drew and Lauren Holiday Social Impact Fund. We got a grant from them, and then also I went to like a reunion event. Drew was there. We gave him a game, and he basically asked if we had enough to send one to every NBA player in the league because he wanted to do that as a Christmas gift. And so, yeah, of course, we did, and we made it happen. And so that has officially transpired. I think everybody should have their games by now.
Yep.
So that opportunity has just been really cool. Just to think that that our game is now on the shelves of all these NBA players and their homes around the country is really exciting.
Oh yeah. Actually play the game, y'all. Don't just put it on the shelf and have it be a like a bookmark or a bookshelf thing. Actually play the game, read through the rule book, learn with your family, and enjoy. I'm excited to see which NBA player actually plays and posts about it.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Any other folks before I dive into mine? Any other folks want to share their proudest, biggest accomplishments for 2022?
I'll go next.
Yes.
I think the first one would be clarity in how I want to show up for myself and also business wise. And second is breaking into the tech industry. And then third is starting the real estate learning, situation to acquire my first multi-property. So
nice. And who are you?
Come on.
I'm Deja Easter.
Come on.
Y'all better know me.
DejaEaster.com. Check me out.
Hey,
Come on.
Come on. DejaEastern.com. Check her out. All right. We got Ben on third. Hit it.
Nice. Peace, family. This is Be Conscious tapping in. I also go by Benji. And honestly, my goal is you said this is a win for 2022, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Growth, and kind of insight. So I effectively 2x'd 2 of my LLCs and launched the third one. And so the growth is definitely real. It's small incremental steps, right? But I think the small growth, the 1% growth, over time is what really turned out to be a win for me. I wasn't pressured to do a 10x, 50x, 100x, right? But 2x over time, as you double, that exponentiates, right? So that was just kind of my biggest win for 2022 is being present and really living in that moment of growing my businesses, no matter how small the growth is.
I'll say. Anyway, can you break down effectuator?
Oh yeah, effectuator. Yeah. Let me actually pull up a formal definition to make sure I can read it verbatim and give you a cleaner definition than what I gave you the other day. Okay. Yeah. Effectuate.
So he hit us with some SAT words yesterday. I was like, what does that mean? Break that down for me.
So formal definition: an effectuator is a person or thing that brings about an event or result. So when you think of cause and effect, right, that's like the thing that happens after. So an effectuator creates that thing. So if you're a brand effectuator, you make brands become like brands, right? You give them their brand identity. If you're an event effectuator, like you are that person who like really makes the event happen. So you can probably interchange those words for like a project manager, an event planner, but the word effectuator just sounds a little bit more sexy, saucy. Yeah, so effectuator, bringing things to life and bringing things into reality, into this universe. So yeah,
there it is. One word that y'all can add to your lexicon in 2023: effectuator. All right.
Come on, SAT words.
Right. Going over here. Let me see if you got anything you want to share. If not, all good.
Sure. Yeah. I think to
Go ahead and grab this mic. Get it nice and close to you. Get this. Yep.
Yeah, to keep it brief, I'm think I'm just glad I made it like
Mm.
to the end of the year. I think this past year, because it's 2023 now, baby.
Mhm.
I think this past year was really just reorienting myself because I got into grad school, like that was really exciting, and it was after I didn't get in the first time, so like finishing that part of the journey and like applying again and trying again, and then jumping out to get my first apartment by myself and getting a new job. So just a whole year of like just reorienting myself, and I'm just glad I made it. Cause like it really got rough towards the back end where I was like, I don't know if I could do this. A lot of change really quickly, especially like with me working on my internal self too. So it just got a little rough, but I made it. Finished my first semester with an A and a B, 3.8
Nice.
GPA. So
Oh,
yeah, I made it.
you made it. You was thriving too. 3.8.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm Sean Brinkley, aka Apollo, aka Golden Lots 101, aka at Creed Entertainment. Blah 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 blah.
Rep it. There we go. As you can see, we've been with some amazing folks the past few days. It's been fun. A very holistic experience with the team
Right.
for sure. Very holistic. For me, I think biggest win that we did set out at the beginning of the year, we said we wanted to have 2 to 3 educational partners. We said we wanted to shift the business model for Play Black Wall Street from a business to customer to business, and that has been successful. Another huge win is just starting and being able to get a second round of the Leaders Innovating Tomorrow financial literacy mentorship program. That has been just a great, I don't know how to describe it. Like the way that has come together, like seeing the students learn about stocks and starting a business, being able to have Jai come back. He was our first intern
Right.
years ago. Now he's coming back as a research analyst in grad school, being able to hire UCLA students. Like it's just a nice full circle and brings a lot of things that we're trying to do in one package. So yeah, those are probably my 2 big wins.
So would you say, I know when we did like the first round of lit, it was like, okay, we're in the kind of a pilot.
Yeah.
Are we still in that, or would you say we're venturing out of that now?
I think we're still in pilot mode because I think we still don't know for sure what's working and what's not working.
Okay.
Because the first year we didn't get enough data to know is the curriculum working. This year we're getting some really good numbers, like over 100 students in the program. We did a pre-assessment, go do the post-assessment. So this year we'll know for sure what's working, what's not working. Then we can tweak the curriculum a little bit for the third year, get data points again. And then I think by probably year 3 or 4, it will be like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is how we move. This is how the pitch should go. This is what we're going to do as the celebration. This is the midterm checkpoints. Like I think we'll be in the flow by the 4th year. Yeah.
Cool. I agree.
So getting to it. We'll make these available for folks on the M4 website. Y'all can go to the m4show.com. Make sure y'all tap in, join the mailing list, all that good stuff. But what we've been doing is figuring out your master plan for the year and how you can make this your GOAT year. I don't know about y'all, but some of us are turning 30 this year. Some of us are turning 30 this year, and we got to make sure that this year is solid. It sets us up for the next 20, 30 years. So I really want this to be the year that I become the greatest of all time. I'm going to steal a little bit of what Sean said yesterday, and he was really focusing on, I want to be the best me, right? So next year, 2023, I want to be the GOAT Devon that there has ever been in this universe, right?
Oh.
So we created this master plan workbook to help us do that, help our squad, our friends do that, and it will be available for y'all in a few days. Let me get home, put it up, fix some typos that we found, and then we'll make it available for all y'all to also have your master plan. But we'll go around and we'll say, if you have 3 goals, you can say all 3 goals. If you only have 1, just say the one that's moving your heart the most. And then if there's any particular strategies or thoughts that people have to help, we'll do it. If not, we'll keep it pushing. Queen, any edits or remixes you want to add to that?
No.
Good. Okay. All right. 3 goals. Who wants to bless us by going first?
Jump at it.
Go.
So my 3 goals, and I think the one that's really like permeating for me is that the right word? Use permeating. Sure. Yeah, I think jumping back into like the grad school thing, like I think that's really reinforcing my foundation and how I want to orient myself with my business and honestly just how I choose to orient myself in the world, right? Pursuing Africana studies, like it's just setting the foundation for really everything that I want to do in the next couple of years, especially when it comes to my media production business and focusing on social literacy and in the social media realms and all that good stuff. So I really just want to do good in grad school to keep it short, really, because I think that feeds into the other goals that I have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if you were to measure what doing good in grad school would be for you this year, how would you measure it? How would you know at the end of the year if you achieved this goal?
So definitely passing the classes.
There we go.
That's one. But I think one of the takeaways from last semester, I really want to let the literature and things I'm engaging in digest a little bit more. So I really want to take a little bit more time to um dive into the literature that I'm going to be engaging with this semester and then being able to regurgitate it and essentially orient myself in other spaces with that newfound knowledge. So I think um with the plans that I have for my media production company, I plan on launching a blog underneath
Mhm.
that LLC. Um and really just being able to talk about extremely complex issues in an accessible way
Mhm.
to people. So I think if I can do that by the end of the year, I've accomplished a goal. Definitely passing the classes though.
Definitely passing the classes.
If that makes sense. I hope that
Yep.
all makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It did. Looking forward to it. All right. To the next person, and if anyone's watching, whether live or on the replay, you're listening, feel free to comment what your goal for 2023 is. Even if you don't want to comment, right? You don't want to make it public, understandable, write it down somewhere. Right. And that's why we do these workbooks, so we can write it down, put ink to pen, make it real, and start manifesting it. So whether you write it down as a text message to yourself, to your best friend, write it down on a sticky note, put it on the wall, on a whiteboard, something, just write your goal down. All right. Number 2, who's gonna hit us?
I'll go.
Yes, ma'am.
So my 3 goals is of course real estate.
Of course.
To
What do-
diversify.
Okay, I was gonna say, and what does that mean?
Yes, real estate, multifamily ownership. I don't think, yeah, no one in my family, in my intermediate family, maybe extended like third, fourth cousin has real estate properties that are blood.
Mhm.
So I think even the thought of doing this would most definitely hopefully motivate other family members to go, wow, I could do this too.
Yeah.
So that'll be a huge shift, especially knowing how my grandma was raised. I was telling you guys the story. Grandma was rose on the East Coast, Delaware, picking cotton, came to California, put an ad in the penny saver to start cleaning houses for a lot of wealthy people or people who just need their houses cleaned.
Mhm.
So we grew up seeing that a lot. And also, if anyone in the family needed money, we all knew like, okay, we was gonna make a side hustle cleaning houses. I personally didn't stop cleaning houses until I finished junior college, and then I went to Cal State San Bernardino. I was like, hey, grandma, I'm gonna stop cleaning houses.
Mhm.
I'm gonna focus on some other things. But even while I was cleaning houses, I was still working at Juice It Up. But I'll start my day like at 6 o'clock in the morning, clean houses, go to college, then do an internship at the city hall at one point. Then at nighttime, I'll close, work at Juice It Up, and that was my whole day.
Hustling.
Tired,
Yeah.
sleeping on my breaks and all that stuff. So the hustle is within me,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
but I want to hustle smarter, not harder.
Mhm.
Real estate is important to me to diversify portfolios. The second thing is also doing a hard launch for my Marketing Unstuck playbook to help entrepreneurs who are stuck and trying to identify who their audience is, how to maneuver within their marketing. A lot of times, marketing coaches want to start with people who understand the small things that you should quote unquote have learned, and they just want to just tell you like, okay, I'm here to help you build a funnel, for example. But it starts at knowing who you're serving and also helping people become aligned with their purpose, and also what that looks like when you're serving your community. Because sometimes there's a shift in like not being aligned to who you are and trying to serve a community that you're not clear on. And then you're in this industry or this business trying to figure out who you are because you have this business idea that you're not really aligned in and you're not sure who you're serving. So I think a lot of confusion happens within that mischief. And then we talked about yesterday being your authentic self.
Yep.
I think that is something that I'm honing into a lot more. And this is who I am. So if the package is not received towards you, then maybe we're not aligned to be, companions.
Yep.
Both platonic and, romantic. I'm not worried about the romantic side,
Mhm.
but facts.
Yeah.
But I just had to put that out there.
Mm.
I think growing up again in a very religious background, I was always worried about what other people thought. Even growing up on the dance team, with Sinclair, it was so funny because my mom had like this church gathering at the house, and she's like, "Oh, I'm about to go and drop my daughter off so she could, go dance." And I was wearing some shorts and like one of
Probably
our
those little black shorts that
Yes.
we'd wore. Yeah.
Those little black shorts, and I heard them talking in the background, like she's gonna go drop her daughter off and go dance to hip hop. I was like, oh my gosh! So
Don't
that's
shake her, rump shaker.
just
I'm
sinful of me. So I feel like growing up and becoming who I am is kind of like accepted for what it is and leave it at that. So last year, I think it was last year, me and my mom started pole dancing classes
Mhm.
together. Very right. Very very left field, but it's kind of like, okay, this is who I am.
Mm.
So church members, if you're seeing me on the pole,
Mhm.
shoot a prayer if you're concerned, but don't
Don't come
don't
for
slide
me.
in my DMs.
Right.
So that's my 3 top goals.
Nice.
Love the authenticity,
Yes.
and also love the bar that you said about like trying to know who you are before you talk to whoever your audience is, right? Like how you gonna figure out who your audience is if you don't know who you are first. That was a good part.
Yep.
All right.
I'll
Oh,
go.
hit it, Queen.
All right.
Get ready.
So per usual, I'm not really good at following your guidelines here. So I have 4 goals.
Overachiever. We like to see it.
So my first one is to gain clarity on my brand as a health coach and mentor. Should I expand or just say them?
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever feels authentic, Sinclair.
I love that. Let's go out of order and bring up number 2. Get more comfortable in my authentic self.
Boom.
Yes, that is something that is coming down to even like my voice. Like we've been talking about not this current voice. But we've been talking about how on certain like calls or meetings I have like a certain voice that I use, right? And I think that stems from being in like the corporate space where I feel like I had to portray a certain person or had to put up a certain, face to progress. And yeah, that I think that has unfortunately subconsciously still stuck with me now.
Yeah.
So but I think one of the benefits of being an entrepreneur is that you can is being your authentic self and is creating your business and the lifestyle that supports your authentic my authentic self. And so I need to get better at portraying that authentic self, and whatever happens from there is meant to happen from there. So y'all gonna get this raspy voice today. Number 3 doesn't necessarily go with the others, but it's still another goal, and that is to purchase another property. Like we're on a roll where we want to try to get 1 property per year. So we got that for this year, and it's crazy to think like we're not done with that, and we already need to start thinking about the next one. But time is fine. We gotta start planning for what we want the next property to be, so we can continue to grow the portfolio. And then my last one is get comfortable selling myself in my
Nice.
expertise. And in that way, just knowing my strengths, knowing what I am good at, knowing what I know, and being comfortable at knowing that I can help people with what I know and what I can do, and being confident in that. And I think I use the word selling just because it I think people understand that, but I think basically just the idea that making my services available to those who need them. Like that's what I want to do. I want to get better at doing that and not feeling like, oh, if someone needs my help, they're going to come find me. That's not always the case. You have to put yourself out there. So that's the part I need to get better at.
It's a good list you got there, Queen.
Thank you.
It's a good list. I need your eyes Here we go, Bada. We back and we better. We appreciate you. Yeah. But all right. So the last thing you heard was "Let me borrow your eye," which was goodness. Was that before Deja? I'm trying to think. So you definitely should say your goals again.
Well, you said it again,
Yeah.
right? So was it like the last one you said? Because that was a while ago.
Nah, because when the sound cut out, first time was said a while ago, and I asked the question, "Are we good now?" And that was, I think, after
It was before Deja.
It was before Deja. All right, so Deja, you were saying some good stuff. If you don't mind going one more time, and I know it's not gonna sound as great as saucy, just hey, make it flow authentically. So go ahead and grab that mic. There we go.
Yeah. So my 3 goals are real estate, multi-family living unit. So again, my family backing up. So my grandmother is from the East Coast, picked cotton, has a 3rd grade education, moved to California, put an ad in the penny saver to start cleaning houses. And since then, she had been cleaning houses for people who have, more money or better professions. A lot of people in my family, her sisters and brothers don't have education, and there's about 12 or 13 siblings. So that was the best way to make money and consistent money without a degree or a strong career. So real estate, to the level that I want to take it, isn't really within our family's portfolio. And I think being the first will be really just something to, I don't know, motivate our family to look at life through a different lens.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about that. The second one is doing a hard launch on my Marketing Unstuck playbook. I've been playing around with the idea to take a brief reset about how I could best serve the community that I want to grow and nurture, with identifying who I am as a person and identifying my strengths and weaknesses. So I would consider myself more of an introvert than extrovert. So how I would show up is a reflective of being my authentic self as well. Because I noticed that if I'm exerting more of myself, I don't feel like I'm aligned with who I am, because I'm naturally more introverted than extroverted. So even like after tonight, I'll probably just do a reset.
Okay, I'm done, y'all.
Quite right. Reset time. And I'm leaning into more of, okay, who am I as a person? Because when you start, trying to be something that you're not, it gets really draining, you know? And then the third goal is being my authentic self. I was telling all the story previously with just growing up in a very religious background, not being comfortable being myself. So the story of my mom growing up in a religious background, there was a retreat, and I was getting ready to go to perform at our high school, and the outfit was shorts, a shirt, t-shirt, and I could hear them in the background saying, "Oh my gosh, she's taking her daughter to go dance, and like look what she's wearing and all this stuff." And my mom's like, "Yep, let's go take her to go hip hop dance." And, da, da, da. And I'm very proud that she had a very optimistic outlook when that when that conversation piece has started. But even to push the limit a little bit more, we had both started pole dancing classes, which is a little bit weird for me, only because I haven't really stepped into that part of myself, because I feel like it's always been condensed of not being too much or not revealing, too much skin or all the things. And then even taking a heels class. Me and Sinclair took a heels class. So even with the teacher saying, all right, walk with great posture, she goes, ass out, chest out, walk with posture, and deliver. I'm like, okay, this isn't the most comfortable, but I get where, this could be used in a different aspect of my life. But walking with confidence and being clear on who you are So even if you stepped into the room with your ass out and chest out, there's a little bit of confidence there because you practice walking in a certain way that that is making you feel elevated in a way that you never felt before. So tapping into your authentic self is number 3.
Love it, love it. Come on, take 2. Just as elegant, just
Yeah,
as
come on.
amazing. Well done.
A little bit extra sauce in there.
A little
too.
bit extra sauce on there. Someone said, "Great goals, Deja. Still pretty saucy." There you go. You got it. All right.
Mm.
All right. Now that we're rolling again, that means that be conscious. You got to do a take 2 as well if you're ready and able on your goals. And while we, go ahead. You good?
Cool. Tapping in again. So, top 3 goals for me, first and foremost, would be to build my mobile app. Set out a couple of years ago to build a fintech platform that connects everyday consumers to Black-owned businesses, services, and brands. And so I've been sitting on that, and it's about time to really bring that into fruition in the new year. The second goal would be to transition. A lot of people don't think luck exists. I do think that luck is truly when preparation meets opportunity. So preparing myself for the blessings that I prayed for. So that's, getting my new skills, acquiring new skills, certifications, and applying for new jobs, or corporate business partners,
There it is.
to enable me in
Language.
my entrepreneurial journey and really make that transition. So that's a goal of mine, to transition and really transcend as well. And last but certainly not least, taking some sound advice from my good brother across the room, is to enjoy the process. And I'm gonna borrow his quote that he needs to put on a shirt and trademark, is smell the roses and smell the trash as well.
Mm.
And so kind of sitting in your reality and your truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and enjoying becoming your authentic self continuously. So mobile app, transition / transcend, and enjoy.
Love it.
It's a good one. It's a good one. All right. Before I get into my goals, I was getting very, with the slight studio audience vibe that we have, like social proof vibes, right? Because I feel like they always have people there, always talking in the background or putting on the mic and stuff. Y'all some dope people.
Thank you.
Right?
I did have a moment of that too. I was like, wow, like each individual is not only like they're, it's not just like I'm Deja, I'm Sean. Like it's like DejaEaster.com, right?
Right.
Like here's my companies, here's my
Yeah.
resume, like, and we got some dope people. Yeah, here's my app. I'm creating an app. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. We're surrounded by a lot of dope individuals.
Really dope people. And I think because we watch a lot of dope people a lot on social media, on YouTube, we follow them, whether they're role models for us or whatever. It's like we might minimize what we're actually doing. But I feel like when you sit down, you really think about what people in this room are doing. It's far beyond the average, far beyond probably even the above average. But because we're always watching celebrities or people that we look up to, at least for me, I feel like, dang, I'm not doing enough. Dang, our podcast isn't getting 1 million downloads a month. We're not doing enough. Or dang, Jeremy Anderson's doing this speech and he's giving this energy on his website. We're not doing enough. But it's like, no, like you're working up to that. You are becoming that. So I just wanted to give y'all your flowers. Y'all are some dope people. And it was just a good vibe to hear, like, dang. Yeah, it was good. Mm-hmm. For sure. Ashe. So getting into my 3 goals, I got 1. I would like to enroll 100 monthly scholars in Play Black Wall Street Academy. So one of my goals, it's not on here, but what I want to be the GOAT at is teaching Black studies and entrepreneurship. That's what I want to be the GOAT at. When you talk about W.E.B. Du Bois, when you talk about Booker T. Washington, I want you to also mention Professor Truvel, Devon Truvel in those conversations. So number 1 goal, I want to enroll 100 monthly students into our Play Black Wall Street Academy portal. Number 2 is make $200,000 in annual revenue and be able to quit my 9-to-5 job.
Come on,
free the king, right? So this year was definitely a beautiful year in scaling the business. So next year, I want to get it to 200K so I can just free myself. Number 3, in line with the queen, is buy a property in Riverside and be able to create a content studio in that property. Right, whether it's in the garage, whether it's in the office, just have a like true dedicated space so that we can have this vibe. Right, this vibe is just dope. Like, we would invite people on, come talk, share your website, share your knowledge, come talk and educate the folks. It's just a good vibe. So if we can get some type of property where we're able to do that in Riverside, next level. And then number 4, I didn't write it down, but I want to read 5 books this year. I think in 2020, 2019, 2020, and 2021, I got into a good vibe of reading books on a consistent basis. 2022, I fell off a little bit. I did mostly audio books, but it's not the same. I don't think it's the same. I love
Me
audiobooks,
too.
but I feel like retention wise, I don't retain it as much because I'm multitasking when I do audiobook. I'm working out, I'm running, I'm walking. I'm not sitting there reading, annotating, taking notes. So yeah, this year I want to read 5 actual tactile books. Right. Um, anyone wants to sprinkle before we move on to just strategies for next year? And I do want to make this quick. I know we're going a little bit over time, my queen. I deeply
Not doing all the talking, so
apologize.
I'm okay. But you see, my voice
Is
slowly
dwindling,
declining.
It's been a week, y'all. So very, very last thing is just any strategies people are going into 2023 with for success. Or it can be a book recommendation that you have. It can be a podcast, a YouTube channel that you want people to check out, but things that you feel like will help you achieve your goals and help the people listening, help the people watching achieve their goals in 2023 as well. DaisyEastern.com starting off.
I'd say aligning yourself with who you are and having that align with your business goals.
Mm.
So whatever that looks like to you, if you're an introvert and you see everyone on social always, shooting videos, doing TikToks and doing all that stuff, figure out how to make that work for you.
Mm.
For example, if you have one piece of content, have it repurposed to 15 or 20 different avenues so you're not burning yourself out and doing the most. That's all I got to say. Alignment.
That's good.
Alignment.
That's good.
I got something. A strategy that I plan to use in 2023 is consistency paired with habit stacking. So trying to start with one goal, have that ingrained into my routine, and then once that is grained, now how can I stack something on top of that? Right,
Mhm.
right. So that because what I tend to do is a lot of up and down, where it's like I have my time frames where I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, and then I have my time frames where I'm doing nothing I'm supposed to. And so rather than doing the up and down, the hot and cold, I would rather stay lukewarm for the whole year, right?
Mm.
Where I'm committing to, doing my walk every day, my squats every day. Right now it's a squat challenge, doing 100 squats every day, right? So now that is ingrained in my routine, what can I now add on to that? Okay, now let me add my 5-minute meditation onto that, right? And so after a while, I will just have a really solid routine and be able to make sure that I'm consistent in order to meet my goals. I think that's going to be something that's huge for me. And another thing I'm working on is consistency. Yes, that's a great book. Yeah. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Say the book one more time in case they didn't hear it.
It is Atomic Habits by, is it
James Clear?
Yes, James Clear.
Go ahead and get that. Yeah, it's a great one. Anyone else on strategies, books, YouTube channels? Oh yes.
Yeah,
Caught
spirit
something,
moved him.
right.
Yeah, I think strategies, and it's something I was already doing coming out of 2022, especially with me going to therapy and really just diving deep into Sean. Being real with like where you are, and understanding like know thyself truly. Cause like, I really, when I talked about like I was really struggling towards like the back end of the year, like I was like really tired, sometimes really depressed or sad. And I wasn't really checking in with like the things that were depleting me and kind of pushing me into that space. So I think for this year to work for me, I really just have to be really, it's like a daily thing, maybe even like an hourly thing. I'm like, all right, Sean, where are you at? How are you feeling? Are you at 85 right now? Are you at 65? Or are you at 25? And then doing the work to one, figure out why I'm that way. And then I think this goes into, I think, the next strategy for myself, being able to decipher the things that deserve my energy and that don't.
That's key.
So if I'm on 85, like that's all the battery I got for today. So what are the things I'm going to actually put my energy into? Am I going to argue with this group of people who will probably not receive the dense information I've learned in class today? No, I probably shouldn't do that. But um can I journal and start producing content for my blog that I want to launch by the end of this year, and like still be pushing out the information and engaging myself in the way that I want to be engaged, but really being intentional about what my energy is going into. So knowing thyself, checking in with thyself, and then once you do that, how do I actually split up my time and my energy? Yeah.
Ooh, that second one is a tough one. That's a good one, but something I struggle with. Like, where do I really put my time? That's good. Be conscious. Hit them with it.
Yes. I'm definitely gonna echo my brother on this one and add on. He said first know thyself, and I want to add on and say invest in yourself as well. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. That's like my motto going into this year. And oh man, the thoughts escaping me. But really just investing because wow, man, I had a brain fart.
It's gonna come back. You just gotta catch it from the ether.
Yeah, I know, right? But it was really like when you take the time to there we go. I asked Sean a question. I keep picking on you. I'm sorry. We have so much
But friends are
discourse,
for it,
and
yeah.
right. But I asked him the other day. I said, "What are you going to be doing in November of 2023?" He didn't quite have an answer for me in that exact moment, and like I didn't like pick on him for it, but like the fact that uh you have people that can keep up with the Kardashians, for example. They may know exactly what this celebrity, this NBA all-star is doing. We know exactly what their statistics are, their performance rates, but you can't do a self-assessment on your own self. Like, so what is Devon going to be doing in 2 weeks? How is Devon going to be spending his time? What is Sinclair? How does Sinclair envision herself after she has done several squat challenges, right? You said 100 squats a day. So is she thinking in 3 months, what is my physique going to look like in 3 months? So like we have to do that. And when we invest in ourselves, we take more time to understand, give a more specific assessment of like how we are going to be, and how we're going to improve ourselves in the future. As I always say, like we're visionaries, we're time traveling visionaries. We are literally traveling forward in time and seeing what the future holds for us. And then as visionaries, as in current day, we're literally bringing that into reality. And so we have to invest in ourselves in order to make that truly come true, in addition to knowing ourselves. So that's my strategy is really investing, taking the time to go to the spa, right? To escape. If you are a substance user in terms of certain incenses or maybe chakras, you're in tune with your chakras, and maybe you partake in cannabis and very some certain strains that help with elevating the mind, right? You really got to know yourself. And then in order to do that, after that, figure out ways to continuously invest in your mind, heart, body, and soul. So
Shay, you were doing some interesting looking at the computer screen. Are we good over there?
Yeah, I was just reading the comments.
Oh, let's go to it. Well, first, someone was asking about Ashe, and I know we have a Africana scholar here. I don't know if would you like to enlighten anybody on what Ashe means?
I actually have a very base level understanding, so I've heard you utilize it way more than me. So you probably have a better.
Mine, I just know the meaning of it, right? So I know for in West African language, ashe just translates to "and so it is," right? Or "let it be." So you can say it at the end of a prayer, ashe. So it really like cements and puts that. It's like period. It's like how all the kids like period, but it's a higher, more spiritual level of that ashe.
Yeah, I think in that case, and I be swearing I don't be knowing stuff, but like to me, from how I've experienced it and how they explained it, because they did this on our orientation day. It's called libations.
Mhm.
For me, it was really just like a point of affirmation. Like you were affirming different things. We talked about, or basically there were different statements being made, and if that statement resonated with you, it was ashe. It was a point of affirmation. So that's how I understand it, and how it was demonstrated to me. If that makes sense.
It has multiple meanings and uses.
Mm,
My cat's name is Ashe, right?
Right.
That's why I named her that. So like every time I'm calling her name, I'm literally affirming. It's similar to the word amen.
yeah.
I think the word amen also has origins of like so be it.
Mm.
We agree. Like there's multiple variations of it, but yeah,
Ashe.
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 There you go.
At some point, I don't know. No, we're out of time, so I don't want. I'm not. I'm gonna ask this question. Maybe we can talk about this off camera. But this is the Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making show. We know all y'all are destined for millions. Well, I don't know. Maybe I know Sean's not 100% into the bag of capitalism and getting to the bag that way. You got to be an educator and you serve the world in that bag, but you may still end up getting $1 million. I'm just saying, it still might happen. But we hadn't talked about marriage, so maybe there can be an off camera conversation in case it's a little touchy. But this is the M4 show. We do promote Black love here. We understand that only 2% of Black families have a net worth of $1 million. Over 50% of Black Americans have never been married, and only 30% get married at some point. And whether it's marriage, whether it's domestic partners, whether it's families, I think building a Black family is the most revolutionary and beautiful thing that you can do. Like bringing people together who love each other and be able to just have that love, have that bond. Like literally, there's so many things that stop us from doing that in this world that if you can find someone and do that, I think it's the most revolutionary and beautiful act. So at some point we can have that conversation. But my two strategies would be one, shorten the year into 12 weeks. Right. I don't know who wrote that book, but it's some book called some book called like the 12-week year. To where it's like instead of saying, okay, I'm gonna accomplish getting 100 scholars, I'm gonna accomplish starting my blog, I'm going to accomplish doing that app in the year instead of doing that, because you're going to end up most likely procrastinating. It's natural. So it'll take you until a September and November. You say, I'm going to give myself 12 weeks, and then you end up getting stuff done a little bit faster. And I find it interesting that the UC system, University of California, is literally on that system. It's a 12-week quarter system, right? Or it's 10 weeks, then you have a finals week, and then there's the holiday break. But they basically break it up into quarters for the year. And the UC system is one of the most profitable and research successful education systems in the world. So why not follow that model? Benji, hit us with it.
I was just gonna give you the author. It's Michael Lennington.
Michael Lenning, and the title is 12.
The 12-week year. Get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months.
So that's one strategy. Get things done faster, still at a comfortable pace, but it doesn't necessarily have to take a year. Maybe it can just take 12 weeks to achieve the same goal. And then my number two strategy for sure, me going into 2023 is standard operating procedures. Get better at systems, get better at writing things down. You don't have to do everything, Devon. So if you write it down, you create the standard operating procedure, the SOP, you now can hand it off to someone else to do that. And then you have now more time to do something else. So I got a little bit better at that at 2022, especially compared to 2018, 2019. but still trying to get even better at writing things down, systematizing things, and being able to hand it off to someone else to do. Hopefully y'all got some value out of that. Hopefully y'all are also tapped into our guests. We're gonna do another round. If y'all can just say your social media tags in case people were vibing with your story, vibing with your goals, and they want to follow. They want to see if you achieve those goals or when you achieve those goals and celebrate with you. Go ahead and give your socials. And then if you're watching, definitely make sure you like and subscribe anywhere you're watching or listening to the M4 show, Melanated Married Millionaires in the making. We got some goals for M4 too. We'll talk about that maybe on the next episode. But we got some special things. We're trying to continue to grow the brand, grow the community, and give y'all as much value as possible. Queen,
Yes.
where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at the Health Nerd.
Oh, come on, vocals.
That is the with 3 E's Health Nerd. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's really the only place that I be. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not on the Twitter.
I'm not on the Twitter. I'm not on. We have a TikTok now. If y'all don't know, so go. We're on the TikTok. We are on the TikTok. The Tickety Talk. So go find us at the M4 Show on TikTok. So that is where you can find me /us.
There it is. Deja, where can they find you?
You can connect with me at my website, dejaeaster.com, and you'll see.
Spell that for the folks.
Yeah, Deja, like deja vu, DEJA, Easter, like the holiday.com. That's the best way I can explain it.
Yep, I got you. Be conscious. Let them know where they can tap in.
All right. First and foremost, coming to a device near you is an app that'll enable you to buy Black the right way and build communities for our Black businesses. So the Shop Our Palette app, look out for that. You can follow Our Palette on Instagram at our.palate. You can tune in more for our flagship event. We bring Black businesses to college campuses. It is #Black to School. Just think back to school season with a little melon import in there. So #Black to School, our flagship event. Myself, you can tune in on me at b.conscious. And then that's really all there is from there. Just stay tuned, tap in, share the love. Just be blessed.
Sounds good. And I pray I spelled conscious right. I'm not gonna lie
Looks
to
right
you.
to me.
I wasn't good at the spelling bee, but she was.
False. False.
That's correct. Cool. All right.
The thing is, I'm good at finding errors, right? That's where my brain is.
Mm.
But if you ask me how to spell something,
Right.
I can tell you how to not spell it.
Oh wait. All right. Sean, what you got for us? Where can people follow and tap in with you?
You guys can give me a follow at on Instagram at _Creed CREED Entertainment. Creating revolutionary empowerment, empowering entertainment and dialogue. That's what Creed stands for. But a little bit on a hiatus, because talking about the struggles of grad school. I'm doing a lot of other stuff on my personal social media, Golden Locks 101. If you want a good meme, an educational rant in between, and then another probably inappropriate meme, you can give me a follow at Golden Locks 101. So yeah.
There it is. And then as usual, the Queen already gave ours. You can go to the M4 show, THEM, the number 4, SHOW, the M4 show. And you can tap in with me as I become the greatest of all time in teaching Black studies and entrepreneurship at Devon Truvel, DEVONTRUVEL. You'll see it on the screen as soon as I'm done talking. I cannot type and talk at the same time. Queen.
Yes.
Announcements before we end today's podcast. Episode 145. We in this thing. Let's go. And we not stopping anytime soon. Go ahead, Queen.
I actually don't have any announcements.
Good. That was the 3 seconds I needed to go ahead and type my name out. I
Great.
appreciate you. We did say that by episode 200, we would be Melanated Married Millionaires. We got 55 episodes to go. No pressure. We got to get to work. The Queen's working on the real estate portfolio side. I'm working on the business development side. And together, we definitely going to get to the end.
The real estate, it goes like,
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a fact. But thank you, beautiful people. I see some comments before we get out of here. Let me see if there's anything that I should show.
the app sounds dope.
Yep. Anything else that okay? Talk to me.
Bottle said, I thought Deja was my favorite, but I like Be Conscious. Wait, can we have favorites?
Shout out.
Follow them all. You know,
Yeah,
you
follow
gotta pick
them all.
and choose.
Tap in. But appreciate y'all
And then
for tapping in.
Ashe to the creed.
Yeah, come on. Love for the whole squad. Hopefully we can have y'all back on again, whether we visit y'all out in Atlanta, visit you in the IE, or you come over. I mean, we real close, honestly. When we get this new content space.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on. You want a drawer in the content space?
A drawer.
We got a cubby for you. Right? We got a cubby for you. But thank y'all for tapping into the Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making show. I'm your host, Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game.
And I'm Sinclair, aka
The
Healthner. Thank you for the support.
I got your back, Queen. Make sure y'all secure the marriage. Make sure y'all secure the love. And of course, make sure y'all secure the bag. Peace. Thank you for supporting the M4 show and our mission to increase the wealth of Black families.
If you received any value from this episode, any value at all, any, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and Apple, Spotify, anything, all of them. All of them. Wherever you're listening, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And after you like and subscribe, make sure you send this episode to at least one family that you really want to see win. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.